I'm Jeff Cochran. I'm the Director of Software Design with Applied Systems Associates, or ASA for short. ASA, the world's leading provider of software for the reinforcing steel fabrication market. We were founded in 1969, so we've spent the last 45 years becoming the best in the world at what we do. I don't think there are many software companies that can say they've been around for 45 years, but we have been, and that's all we've done for 45 years is software for reinforcing steel fabricators. Our primary market is North America. In fact, if there's a piece of rebar that's fabricated in the United States, there's about a 90% chance that an ASA product was involved at some point along the way. We are, however, expanding worldwide. We're gaining market presence in Central and South America, UK, a little bit in Europe, some in Africa, and even into the Middle East and Asia. So I think I heard someone say that we now have customers on every continent except Antarctica, and I don't expect we'll get one there anytime soon. Well, there are challenges. There's always been challenges of being competitive in a market that historically has very low margins. You have to be extremely efficient. You have to have a very good QA process to make sure that when you deliver steel, it's correct, it's fabricated correctly, and that everything that is supposed to be on the truck makes it onto the truck. So those have been challenges that have always been around, but now new challenges. BIM is certainly reaching critical mass. It's being adopted more and more. The demand is coming down from the contractors and from the owners, and initially it stopped short of the rebar fabricators. They would require the concrete to be modeled in some of the other trades, but it really stopped short of the fabricators. But now the requirements are coming all the way down that the rebar needs to be modeled, and so that's a new challenge for fabricators. And some fabricators, you have in any industry, you have people who are ahead of the curve. They are early adopters of new technology, and those people are going in full steam ahead, and they're doing very well. But then you have other people who are kind of Johnny-come-latelys, and they're the ones that are going to be dragged kicking and screaming. And so, you know, we have to be progressive and help out the early adopters, but at the same time not alienate those who kind of adopt a wait-and-see approach. Quality control is a big thing. It's very easy for things to be fabricated incorrectly, or steps of the fabrication process to be missed. Perhaps if an item is supposed to be, if its process is supposed to be that first it gets cut and then it gets bent and then it gets loaded onto a trailer, it's very easy to have the item be cut, miss the bending step, go ahead and load it, and it gets delivered to the job site straight when it was supposed to have been bent. So one of the things we do is provide tools to keep things like that from happening. And also, if an item, perhaps a fabricator they're fabricating multiple releases for different jobs all at the same time, the material gets mixed together, it's very easy for something to get loaded onto the wrong truck. You might have 6 or 7 trucks lined up, and you're loading all of them at the same time, and it's very easy for something to end up on the incorrect truck. So we also provide tools using barcode scanning. Every item that you load onto a truck, you scan it, and it verifies that you're putting it onto the correct truck. Then when the truck gets ready to leave the shop, you scan a tag one final time, and it verifies that everything that was supposed to have been loaded onto the truck has in fact been scanned onto it before it allows the truck to leave the shop. Rebar is being modeled more and more now, and we're in the fabricating process. We have been for quite a while capturing all this information, not only in regards to the quality of the fabricated product, but also tracking it back to the stock material that was used to fabricate it. Any federally funded construction project has a requirement that they are provided with what's called mill certifications, where it shows the exact chemical content and physical properties of every piece of bar that goes into the job to make sure that it meets the standards. So another challenge has always been making that association. When I'm fabricating an item, I need to know what stock bundle I use to fabricate that item, and so we're making those associations throughout the fabrication process. And now that we have all of the rebar contained in a BIM model, we can marry all of that. We can take the BIM model, combine it with all of that information that we captured during the fabrication process, throw it up on a cloud somewhere, and make it available in the field to provide unprecedented abilities to the job site. The presenter summed it up best yesterday when he said, goodbye Lonely BIM. The world of Lonely BIM is no longer. People are going to use the tool that best suits a particular project. And you might have a particular contractor or an engineer that will use an Autodesk product on one project and a competitor's product on another project. And it's important for, as a software provider, to provide the best solution for the end user, because that's, in the end, if it doesn't work for them, then they're not going to be happy with you, and you're not going to get the repeat business.